Hey everyone, so it's been a couple weeks since I've got a chance to jump in and do some actual testing and gameplay in the Alpha 1 preview client right now, and I was really excited with a lot of the progress that has been made in that 2 weeks. Combat seemed to have a general just smoothness to it now that wasn't there previously. A couple weeks ago, when you would attack something, its HP bar wouldn't move. Things felt really laggy and just clunky in response, and that has largely been smoothed out now. The HP bars seem to react directly with the attack as you would expect it to, and just the monsters or enemy AI response seemed a lot smoother in general, and there seemed to be a little bit more mechanics to a lot of the AI as well. That said, I did come across a group of enchanted raptors at like level 14, 15, and 13. They all had 200 health, but gave a ton of experience. So my level 4 self, taught with the machine gun wand that's in the game right now, I was mowing those things down and leveling like crazy. It was amazing, until siege time comes and they level everybody up to level 15 anyway, which moot point, right? But it's about testing that server degradation, by just killing a lot of things. So I was doing that. I helped level up a node. It felt like really fast. But yeah, guys, the wand is it's just like a machine gun. Bam, 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 bam. Does crazy damage right now. So I was playing a mage. First time I've played a mage since I think my very second gameplay test a couple months ago now. You cast fireball and just machine gun something down, and it would almost never make it to you. Was really, really awesome. You throw a drain essence in there to refill your mana like every 10 kills, and there was just literally no downtime. The mage was a killing machine. Still gets eaten by a tank in PvP, but I digress. Another big improvement I saw was with the looting. That has been something that's been complained about since we got access into the Alpha 1 preview and caught wind of a lot of these, what was being talked about in the community. You used to have to hold down the E button, then it would come up with the enemy's drops, then you have to click on the drops and they would go to your bag. Now you just hold down E and whatever was on the corpse is now in your bags. You don't see what was on the corpse. You don't get to see what was transferred into your bags. So I think there's still a little bit of work that could be done there. It would be nice to know what you're looting at the very least, but at least it's a lot quicker and smoother now, and you can move from one kill to the next a lot faster. Big improvement there. Monster experience seems a lot more normalized based on monster level now. There was a time where you would actually move around and decide to hunt a certain type of monster because it gave more experience than another type of monster, and it was probably a lot easier to kill as well. Now, these enchanted raptors are a bit of an exception to the rule because I think their HP was a little bugged out. There's probably missing a 1 in front of their HP somewhere. But for level wise, everything seemed to be giving roughly the same. A level 1 would give you 50 experience. A level 2 would give you 55. A level 3 would give you 60 or 65. I can't remember which. And that was through a diverse set of monster species. So that was really nice to see. Things kind of just normalized there a little bit. Time to kill seemed a little bit more normalized as well with enemy NPCs. I was chatting with somebody after making some keybinds. So I remapped a couple keybinds, and that seemed to work well for the initial setup. I didn't try changing them around afterwards, which was previously causing crashes apparently. But I noticed when I was typing just in /say or chat that anything I had bound to keys, including the default number keybinds, would actually cast those abilities while I was chatting. And even when I was filling out the bug report to submit that, it would actually cast. So I had my blink bound to the letter R. Every time I typed the letter R, I would blink while filling out the bug report. It was amazing. I made my way all the way across the starting town while filling out my bug report. A lot of fun. So that was very interesting. I don't know. I haven't heard of that being a bug yet. but it's been submitted nonetheless. Another thing I noticed playing the mage is that blink just teleports you straight ahead. So if you're on a bit of a hill, long downward hill, you're just going to go straight ahead, and then at the end of it, fall. And you're going to take fall damage as a result. I didn't die because I didn't do it on a super high cliff anywhere, but yeah, you need to be careful with that. There used to be a bug where you would just run down a hill, and then all of a sudden you would pop way up in the sky, fall all the way down, take about 150 fall damage is what it was doing to me. At least on the steeper hill that I was trying to run down. And it would just keep doing that like every 5 to 10 seconds or so. So that was rather interesting. But the running thing seems to have been fixed, but blink seems to still be susceptible to that. I don't know if that is actually going to be by design or not, but we'll have to wait and see. This is a weird thing. I remember catching this in one of Zillin's videos last week when he did a testing recap. But every few minutes, there's a sound that just happens out of nowhere. And it sounds like a sword hitting a wooden shield. I was in the middle of the starting town just talking to NPCs, turning in quests, gathering quests, doing whatever, and that sound would go off. I'd be running down the road and that sound would go off. I'd be in the middle of combat and the sound would go off. It seemed to happen less in Siege, but that might have just been me being more focused and listening to comms for our defending team while the siege battle was going on, so I didn't notice it as frequently, but it was in there too. So that's an interesting thing. I don't know what that's all about. What else was there? I finally hit the edge of the world on the far west side of the map near the Drythorn node. I finally hit the barrier, and it's like a giant wall of just fire. It was really cool. All of a sudden you're running through the world and this firewall appears. You don't take any damage from running into it, but it is there and it is interesting to see. I wasn't expecting to see that in the testing environment, but hey, there it was. It was really cool. Now, beyond that, of course, the siege went really well. So they claim to have fixed the Ghost AI controllers last siege or last test rather. And I feel like they did. It seemed a whole lot better. The testing environment seemed a whole lot better. We were running around 130 to 140 people in this siege test. And right up until the last, I want to say 6.5 to 7 minutes, it seemed to be running very well, very smoothly. There's still bugs going on. There's people finding their way into the throne room without the gate even being attempted at yet. But they were getting there in there. There was a couple people running around that were completely invincible, 0 health left, but they're just running around maiming. And there was a bug that apparently if you died on your mount, you'd still be able to ride around on your mount until you dismounted and then relogged. Or you dismount, then you die, then you'd have to relog, and then you could respawn. There was that, so that was happening in the siege as well, but it was happening before the siege. And yeah, there was some definitely some tomfoolery going on the attacker side, and out of nowhere they kind of just ninja'd the victory. But I'm pretty sure that was with some extreme help and possible exploitation of bugs and glitches. But that's, you know what? Whatever. That is the point of this testing, is to expose those things now so that they can be corrected and fixed in the future. Hopefully, maybe, I doubt before this weekend's testing, but hey, I guess that then we'll all just get to see it. On that subject, the hot topic right now, guys, should the NDA, visual NDA, be lifted this coming weekend with the current state of the game? Up until now, I've been saying no, it shouldn't be released, but the Ghost AI controller was fixed. That was one of my biggest hesitations with lifting the visual NDA right now. And I really feel like the game's in a good enough place now that I don't know that it's going to get any better, to the point that it's a big difference if it's lifted now or in a month, right? This is not a content experience right now. This is not content testing. There is not a lot of content in the game. whatever you're hoping to see in the game this coming weekend and over the month-long test, you're going to see it this Friday night on live streams and probably on video as well coming up over the weekend. You're going to see it within the first 24 hours. There's just that little content to do right now. There's some questing and some dungeons to do to get up to level 15. Now, if they don't push us all to level 15 to go in and do some siege testing, then maybe there'll be a little bit more to explore, a little bit more to grind and pursue around as you move your way around the world, questing, doing dungeons, and clearing things. That being said, a lot of quests are getting fixed. Items have been added as rewards for quests. So we might see a little bit, but I think it's fine. I think we're in a good enough place right now to lift that visual NDA and showcase the game for what it is. And I implore anyone and everyone that is doing content around this Alpha 1 preview, because keep in mind, this weekend's test is still the Alpha 1 preview client. The Alpha 1 client is coming for the month-long test in a couple weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if at that point Intrepid has a couple surprise pieces of content to drop on us to explore and kind of expand the game for that month-long test in the Alpha 1 client. But the Alpha 1 preview that we're working with right now, guys, keep your expectations low and make sure you are communicating on your channels that this is an Alpha 1 preview. This isn't a content test, but this is a foundational systems test, and that is what we're doing. So I think the game's in a good enough place for that. Things seem to be running smoothly enough and consistently enough that shouldn't be an issue. If server restarts are required, I expect that. I don't expect server uptime to be 100% all weekend. It's going to be similar to what we've seen, I would expect, based on Intrepid's staff working hours. Sometimes they're pretty excessive with those hours, let's be honest. So there you go. Beyond that, we also have the new July, this side. The new July monthly cosmetics out, you guys. What do you think? I think they're really cute. I think they're adorable, especially the mount and the pet, obviously, with the, what is that, a lily hat? I think they're adorable. Not my cup of tea personally. Like, they don't appeal to me, but I do very much appreciate the art design. I do really actually like the color scheme on them. The mount entertains me. But yeah, it's not one for me personally, but artistic wise, the team always nails it. The team always nails it. They're absolutely incredible at what they do. And one of the big reasons why I'm so excited for Ashes is just that visual stunningness. And you guys are going to get to see that this weekend. All right. So with that is all I have to say on this week's update, guys. This was a bit of a surprise spot test this morning. I actually was able to get some time to jump in, which was amazing. And I will be able to stream this Friday. Probably not much more than that this weekend. Family commitments and all. I'm a busy guy. So with that said, you guys, stay safe, have fun, and be sure to subscribe to the channel because we've got a lot more to come. Also, final piece of news. If you're still here, I love you and thank you so much. I will be moving all of the Ashes of Creation content off of this YouTube channel over to a new YouTube channel called Tilted Paradise. Reason being for that is I used to do other content, other games on this channel. I'm sure you can go back on my history and see that. And I've been told that can really mess up the algorithm. And, well, I need all the help I can get. Let's be honest here. So, going to be moving everything over to a new channel. All the existing content on this channel will be going over there. This Friday's video, where we talked about the mage secondary augments, will be the last video posted on this channel. And then those videos will all be moved over to the new channel as well as any new content to come. So if you want to get the jump on it, go subscribe to that channel. And there will be plenty more to come there. The channel is up and live now. It just has nothing on it other than this branding, of course. So anyways, guys, I've rambled long enough. As always, I'll see you in the next one.